Hey chess fans, welcome to part 2 of my exchange sacrifice series. What is happening in this position? Alright, well black is up 1 point. Both have 2 pawns, but black has a bishop and a knight for a rook. So in this position, black plays this move here. And this gives the opportunity for white to make an exchange sacrifice. So before we look at that, let's look at the most natural move. The most natural move for white, because white has this outside passed pawn, in my eyes, the most natural looking move would be here. Okay, and that the idea is the rooks in end games are very powerful behind passed pawns. You might have heard in the opening that rooks love open files, and in the middle game, rooks love open files. They still do in the end game, but when they have a passed pawn like this, supporting the passed pawn and coming right behind it, you're going to find that's something you're going to want to calculate when you get to your when you get to your late middle game or your end game. Okay, but let's say that white does play here. This opens up a very nice file for this rook to come down here and try to prevent this pawn from getting across. So in this position, let's say white does push the pawn. Um, Black can make this check, which is a great check, getting this forcing this king to move. And let's say that white will play here. Now this bishop comes and makes a check, and there's a few good moves for white. This position is the computer evaluates this as a drawn position. Let's say white, tries to move out of the way. You can see now how powerful this bishop is. This bishop is controlling that queening square. Because remember that black has passed pawns of his own, right? So now, with if you're able to calculate this far in your game, if you have enough time on your clock, and you come to the conclusion that this bishop is going to be a really, really good defender, well, let's go back to the original position. After black plays this move, and you've calculated down that line that we just looked at, it should follow that this is the winning move for white, because after this, look at this. Is there anything going to stop that? Um, Anything going to stop that pawn now? So and actually it's because of not moving this pawn. Sometimes connected passed pawns are great. You move them together. But in this situation, this pawn is perfectly placed to prevent this rook from coming over here and stopping this pawn. So you can see with this queen sacrifice, or sorry, with this piece sacrifice, it's things are winning now for white. If I can just show you, I'll show you the evaluation bar here. Um, if I go back one move, you can see that the advantage is slight for white, but still a lot of work to do and decisive. But after this move, white has one winning move, and that's the exchange sacrifice. And after this, well, there is not anything that black is going to be able to do to prevent that queen. So there it is, another exchange sacrifice tip. It's an art. Every time you get to a late middle game and end game, your exchange sacrifice is not going to work. You need to calculate, but when you find them, it is a thing of beauty. So I encourage you to keep looking for them in your games, especially if you have time to calculate. And uh, please leave a copy of a game in the comments if you find an exchange sacrifice in your own game. I'd love to see it. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone.